Hello and welcome back. I'm Erica with Revival Threadworks, and welcome to week 4 of our Christmas quilt sew along. Now we are making block number 3, or rather ornament number 3 this week, which is going to look just like this. It is a little bit more complex than the prior 2 blocks that we've done, but if you're ready to get started, let's go. Alright, so I've got all of my pieces laid out for all 4 of my ornament number 3. So the sets are like this. So this is one set, another set, so on and so forth. I've laid them all out like this just because I'm going to do the same thing that I did last week, and I'm just going to batch sew this all. So the first thing that I want to do is do all of my diagonal lines. So I have figured out, I've just kind of gone through the instructions to see which pieces need to have the diagonals, and we've got these background pieces here. I think there's 4 of them. These all need lines. These 2 little pieces here that go along the bottom, they need lines. And then these 12 pieces right here. So we're going to skip these ones right here that are the same print as the one in the middle. They do not need diagonal lines. So on all of these, if it matches the center, they do not need diagonal lines. But we're going to do all of these. So 12, 12, 12. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do all of those lines, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about the first thing. So the first thing that we're going to do is actually create that centerpiece. So let me go ahead and stop, get all of my lines drawn. Now these are the same diagonal lines that we've done in prior weeks. We're just going to take a ruler and we're just going to sit and mark all the diagonals. That way, if we get them all done all here in the beginning, then when it's time to get everything assembled, we are absolutely ready to go. Okay, so now that we've got the diagonals marked on all of the pieces that are necessary for all 4 of the ornament blocks, we're going to go ahead and do the first step, which is we're going to take that center piece, so that center fabric, let's see, fabric C, I'm sorry about that, fabric number C, that big center piece, we're just going to take that, put that here in the center. Make sure that you're paying attention to the direction of your fabric. Now I also want to point out the direction of these triangles, or excuse me, of your squares that you've marked this way. So I started thinking about it when I went ahead and pinned all of these. So I pinned 3 of the 4, so those are all done. But this is one that I had to actually kind of think about, and the reason why is because this fabric is directional also. So if you look at this print here, we've got ballerinas and nutcrackers and birds and all kinds of things, and they're facing upwards. So when I create this piece, this centerpiece here, I want to make sure that what I'm looking at is also upright so that it doesn't look a little weird. So I had to kind of play with these just a little bit just to see how this was going to lay out. So when we sew these together, we're putting our diagonals right here in these corners. So we've got a diagonal going this way and a diagonal going this way. We're cutting this off, and this is what gets flipped up to be visible. So when you're looking at it this way, the upright is going this direction, obviously flipped over. And the same thing with this one, the upright is going this direction. So when I flip it over, it is upright. So you can't actually tell just because this one kind of gets cut off, but this is upright. So this upright bird, upright ballerina foot, upright. So anyway, so if you're working with directional fabric, first off, make sure that your center one is facing up this way. And then make sure that these pieces, if they're directional, are also faced the correct way. And the way that you find that out is just kind of flip that over and flip this one over, and then just kind of review it, make sure everything's good. So the first thing that we're going to do is pin just like this, and we're going to take these over to the machine and we're going to sew right down that line. When we're done sewing down that line, we're going to bring them over here, press them, and then we're going to cut off from 1/4 inch. So we're going to lay our ruler on the 1/4 inch mark right here. We're going to cut this off, then we're going to flip that over and press. I'm going to go ahead and do that fast forward through the camera just so you don't have to watch me trimming and pressing, but I will at least show it. It'll just be fast forward. Alrighty, so we're just going to chain piece all these pieces together, which means we're just going to sew the same corner on each one after the other after the other. That way we're not trimming the threads, and then we're going to trim that thread and then move over and do the same thing on the other side. Now, as I showed in a couple other videos, I'm just going to use this little scrap piece right here, and that's just because it helps us get it started and then not get that big yucky jam of thread on the back. Do you see how it just glides right over? Anyway, It's just a little leader cloth. It's a scrap piece of fabric, but I'm just going to keep moving through, and then I'll catch you back over at the table. Now we're halfway done with that centerpiece, so the next thing that we have to do is take the other squares and line them up just like we did before. Sew those on and do the exact same procedure. We'll trim them, press them open, and then we'll have our centerpieces all done. So let's go ahead and go over to the machine, attach these pieces, and then we'll come back and talk about what is next after the centerpieces. Now that we've got the centerpieces all done, so mine look like this. I'm actually quite happy with them. I think this one came out really, really cute, and this one, honestly, I just love them all. So we're just going to set those aside for the moment. And then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to make a whole bunch of flying geese. So we're going to take these rectangle pieces and then the other 8 of our squares that we already pre-marked, and we are going to take them over to the machine and make flying geese. So we'll just take this one, put it upright. Then we're going to take our pieces like this, lay them on top. We're going to go ahead and sew the first one, and then we're going to trim it, fold it over, and press it. And then we're going to take it back to the machine and do the same thing with the other side. So I'll go ahead and make, actually, let's go ahead and just do, thing is, I know that there's a lot of people that are watching this that have never done flying geese before, but I think there's also a ton of people that are going to watch this that have done a zillion and one flying geese. So I'll go ahead and just show you at least how to do the first flying geese. So I'm going to go over to my machine, sew this on, and then I'll come back, and then I'll just make one with you, and then I'll fast forward through all the rest of them. So making a flying geese unit is probably one of the easiest units you can make. So all we did is we sewed that corner on there. We are just going to put the 1/4 inch mark here, trim off this triangle, and then we're going to press it open. And then we're going to put the other piece on and sew that on, and then that's going to finish off our flying geese. So we're just going to fold it over just like that. And then, of course, I like my seams to be open. You can press them to the side if you wish. Like I said, the directions say you should press them to the side. I like mine pressed open. Anyway, I'm going to take this other piece here, and we're going to face it this direction, and we're going to go over to the machine, sew this on, and do the exact same thing, and then I'll show you the finished flying geese. And now we have a finished flying geese unit. So I'm not going to trim it up because the pattern doesn't call for that, but this is what a flying geese unit looks like. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back and chain piece all the rest of the flying geese. So we've got flying geese all throughout here. So we're just going to make 4 for each ornament. I'm going to chain piece them, trim them, press them, and then we're going to come back here and figure out how to assemble the next step. Now that we've got all of our flying geese made and ready to go, now it's time to actually assemble the whole center unit. So it's going to be several steps. I'm going to go ahead and show you how we're going to go about doing it, and then we're going to kind of do it all together. So you're going to take your flying geese, and we're going to start positioning them to look like a star. Okay, so we're going to just lay them like this, and like this, and like this. Okay, and then we're going to take those other squares that we cut that's the same as the center fabric, and we're going to put them on the corners just like this. And again, if you have directional fabric, just kind of be paying attention to where those where the direction shows up like this. And we're going to sew the, let me just move this up just a touch just so that you can see everything, hopefully in the whole screen here. We're going to sew this in rows. So this right here is going to be row 1, this is going to be row 2, this, and then this will be row 3. So what we're going to do is just take our pins, and we're going to flip these over, and we're going to pin them like this. Same thing over here. pin it up. I mean, obviously once I'm off camera, I'll go back and make sure that I'm nice and straight because it's kind of hard to do that on camera. Then we're going to take these, do the same thing, flip this over, pin those here, take these, pin those here, same thing here, pin and pin. And we're going to go over to the machine and we're going to sew row 1, row 2, and row 3. And then when we come back, I'm going to press them open and then we'll talk about how we join them together and how we finish out the center part of our ornament. Okay, so now we've got the 3 rows of our middle unit done. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to take these and attach them. So just take this one, flip it over, pin and sew, and the same thing with this one, flip it over, pin and sew. When we come back, we're going to finish off the corners and then we're going to work on the ornament hanger and the bottom, and then we will be done. Okay, so now we are almost done with our center units. The last thing that we have to do is take these background pieces and attach them to the corners here. So what we'll do is we will sew them on, and then we're going to trim off this outside edge here, flip them over and press. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my machine. Just be sure that when you place your corner squares here that you're paying very good attention to the way that your lines are, so that way you make sure that you're doing it correctly, but lay them out just like this. Again, you're going to sew on these lines here. We're going to trim off this excess over here, and then we're going to flip it, and then we'll have our center units done. And then the last thing that we have to do is make the ornament hangers and the bottoms, and then we're going to join it all together and we'll be done. Now that our center blocks are done, we just have to make the ornament hanger and then the bottom part of each ornament. So I'm going to go ahead and set these aside. And now I'm going to show you how we're going to do the top and the bottom. So the ornament hanger is just the same one that we have done on the prior 3 blocks. We're just going to take these 3 pieces and we're going to attach these 2 right sides together. Then we're going to flip that over and then attach this right sides together. So we're going to end up with an ornament hanger that looks similar to this. And then for these bottom 2 pieces, we are going to take the pre-marked squares that we have, and we are going to sew them right here on these lines, and then we're going to trim off this excess, flip it over and press it, and then once those 2 pieces are complete, we're going to take these 2 pieces and sew them together. Okay, so now we're on to the very last couple of assembly steps for our block. So these 2 pieces here are going to get sewn together. So we're going to do that all at the same time when I'm over there at the machine, just to kind of save us a few minutes here. But we'll do a 1/4 of an inch seam right there. And then we're going to take this whole unit, we're going to sew it down here to the bottom, and then we're going to sew the ornament hanger to the top, and then the block is going to be done. Okay, so now our block is done, and I think they came out really good. I think it took a lot longer to put these together than I thought it would. At this time, I am almost 5 hours into making all 4 of these blocks. I had no idea it was going to take this long. However, I'm really glad that I sat down and did them all together, because it actually made it a whole lot easier, I think, with doing all the chain piecing. So here is one of them, and the next one, and the next one, oops, and the next one. So these are my 4 blocks, and I'm quite pleased with them. I think that they came out really cute. So anyhow, this was a pretty complex block compared to the last couple ones that we've done, and I think that the one next week, the last block that we're going to do, is even a little bit more complex than this. Thank you so much for joining me today as we made ornament style number 3. Now this block was, again, a little bit more complex than the other 2 blocks that we did, but just by going step by step and doing chain piecing and getting things done order by order or, you know, step by step by step, I think it just made it a whole lot easier. It is still a little time consuming just because there's a whole lot of steps to this one, but I think the block came out pretty fantastic. Anyhow, next week we're going to be making the fourth and final ornament style number 4, and this one looks to be even a little bit more complex than this one, so just buckle in. That one's going to be a fun one though. And then after that, we'll work on the beads, assembly, and getting this quilt finished. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And also go to our community pages and post pictures of your progress. I would love to see what you guys are doing. Anyhow, I hope that you guys have a great rest of the week, and I will see you again on Friday. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.